So hello students. So in the last class we have studied about SR flip flop and D flip flop. We have drawn its a circuit diagram. It's how we represent its block diagram, the characteristic table, truth table, and excitation table. So we have extensively studied about SR flip flop and D flip flop. And one important point I explained there that in SR flip flop, if you apply both the input as 1 1, here I have also drawn this logic diagram for your SR flip flop. You can see here this is your output Q1 and its complement Q1 bar, and this is your S and R is the input, and here we apply clock. Here we apply a clock pulse. So this is your truth table. If your clock is 0, whatever may be the input you apply, that is either 0 or 1, your next state means next clock pulse, then your next state is as it is, that is if the clock is 0, your output is not going to change, output will retain its value. I have already explained your flip flop is a bistable multivibrator. As long as you are not applying a new clock pulse or you are not applying a trigger signal to your circuit, your output contains that input. Your output retains its value, So that's why Qn plus 1 is equal to Qn. Qn means its previous state. For example, in previously Q1 is equal to 0, Q1 bar is equal to 1, it will retain its value. Then if clock is high, then only your output going to respond whatever changes made to this input S and R, and for that this clock must be equal to 1. This clock must be equal to 1, and after that I have explained you when clock is high and S are 0, S input 0, R is 0, then Qn plus 1 is equal to Qn. When S is 0, R is equal to 1, Qn plus 1 is equal to 0, that is this condition is known as your reset, and this condition is your set. And the problem arises here when you apply both the S and R input as 1, then what will happen? Invalid output is obtained. That means Q is 0 and Qn bar is equal to 0, but Qn bar must be complement of Qn, but it is not satisfied. That's why we got a invalid output. So for that, in order to avoid that, the next flip flop we will study about, that is your JK flip flop. This is very important flip flop. In your exam, they will certainly ask these questions based on this flip flop. So kindly understand this, how to construct this flip flop. So this is basically constructed from this SR flip flop only, but here few changes I am going to make. I will make few changes. So here we can see this Qn. I am taking this Qn output and giving feedback directly to the first NAND gate. Here you can see here this Qn is connected through and going to apply to this input. Similarly, this is your Qn. Similarly, this is your Qn bar. That's a jumper. And now this Qn bar is connected. This Qn bar is connected as a feedback to the first AND gate, and this is suppose second NAND gate. This Qn bar is connected. This Qn bar is connected as a feedback to the S. This is first NAND gate, and Qn is connected as R, that is to the second NAND gate. So that's how it changes, and now this input is no more S, this is your J, and this R becomes K, So that's how we construct your JK flip flop. This is your circuit diagram for JK flip flop. Here not only a cross coupled is connected to this is a feedback circuits, but also here the output directly connected to the first stage NAND gate. First stage NAND gate. Remember, Qn is the feedback to K input, where the K input is applied, and Qn bar is the feedback to the J input. So when in this case also, now we will construct that truth table. So this truth table is also very similar, but how we will go for this JK flip flop, because here this is a invalid condition arises. This is the disadvantages of SAR flip flop. That's why to overcome this disadvantages, this problem that arises in SR flip flop, we go for another flip flop, a new flip flop, that is known as your JK flip flop. So now obviously when the clock is 0, in this case also when the clock is 0, here we get output 1 and output 1, then that act like a memory only. So after that, when clock is high, the next case we will discuss clock is high, that is high means clock is 1. In digital, high value means 1, low means 0. So clock is high, that means 1, and your J is equal to 0 and R is equal to 1. So we can put here clock is equal to 1, J is equal to 0 and R is equal to 1. It will going to give you as Qn plus 1, which is equal to Qn plus 1. That means your Qn again we will get as a 0 and Qn bar will get as 1. So you can verify here. You can verify from this. When clock is equal to 1, J is equal to 0. The moment J is equal to 0 here, we will get the output here as 1, and this output will find this output 1, and now it is applied. Suppose initially Q1 is equal to 0 and Qn this output is connected to the 1, and suppose we have Qn bar is equal to 1 and this 1 and Qn is 0, then also we will get Qn bar is equal to 1 and Qn is equal to 0. Qn is equal to 0. So that's how we will construct your J is equal to 0 and R is equal to 1. We will get the same result as in S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 1. In the next clock pulse we will get clock is equal to 1 and you have J is equal to 1, R is equal to 0, J is equal to 1 and R is equal to 0. Then we will have Qn is equal to 1, Qn bar is equal to 0. Qn is equal to 1 and Qn bar is equal to 0. So this is very similar. Suppose this is JK. So when clockwise is not applied, this is your truth table. When clock pulse is not applied, your Qn plus 1 is equal to Qn. That means it will act like a memory. Again, when clock is applied and J is equal to 0, K is equal to 0, Qn plus 1 will also act like a memory. Memory means Qn plus 1 becomes Qn plus 1 is not going to change even though you are changing your input. That means when J is equal to 0, R is equal to 0, your next state contains or retains the value of the previous state. Then when J is equal to 0, K is equal to 1, we have Qn plus 1 is equal to 0. When J is equal to 1, K is equal to 0, we have Qn plus 1 is equal to 1. The most important case is here. What we will get here when we apply J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1. So for example, now we will see that when you apply J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1. Suppose your clock is high and now we are applying J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1. Then how it will affect your output, that we will see one by one. So let us first take initially this Qn is equal to 0 and Qn bar is equal to 1. For example, initially your Qn is equal to 0 and Qn bar is equal to 1. Now I am taking here clock is equal to 1, J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1. So remember student, this condition you must observe, you must give the pay attention to this concept when j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 1, because we are going to use this concept in order to design your counter circuits. So if you are unable to understand this concept, then you cannot understand anything about your counter circuits. So please pay attention to this. So j is equal to 1, k is equal to 1, and this is your NAND gate. NAND gate output always you have known a dot b whole bar. So in this case we have j dot clock dot qn whole bar. J dot clock dot qn whole bar is the output of this gate. So now you can see here, when qn is equal to 0, qn is equal to 0, that means here we can see this, sorry, when we have qn bar is connected here. So qn bar is initially 1, so that means we have here another input is 1, j is equal to 1 and clock is equal to 1, but qn is equal to 0 here. So you can get qn is equal to 0 and clock is equal to high. The moment one of the input is 0 to your NAND gate, I have already explained you, the moment one of the input is applied 0 to your NAND gate, suddenly the output of this NAND gate is high, irrespective of other input. Here all the 3 input is 1, that's why you get the output as 0. The moment you get 0 as a input to this NAND gate, 0 as a input, whenever we get one of the input is 0, irrespective of other input, the NAND gate output will be 1. You have already studied in NAND gate logic, you have already studied a dot b whole bar. In NAND gate a dot b whole bar, suppose this is 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. The moment you apply both the input 0, this means here we have output is 1, one of the input is 0, output is 1, only when output is 0 only when both the inputs is high. Output is 0 only when one of the input is 0, whatever may be the other other input, you can see here this is 0, this is 0, whatever may be the input, the output is always 1. So in this case we will see that, so the moment we will get input to this NAND gate is 0, what will happen? The output of this NAND gate is now going to change as 0 to 1. At the moment this is 1, this is feedback to this gate. Here this is 1 and also we are getting one of the, now this is changed to 1 and we will get the input as 1. So 1 and 1 always going to 1 and 1 is applied when both the inputs are high, qn is equal to 0. So you can observe here. Now the previous state was 0, previously qn is 0, now it is changed to 1, and qn bar is previously 1 and now it is changed to 0. So let us take once again. In the next case we will see. So again we will see, now this is qn is applied to this k, now qn value is no more 0, it is 1. So 1 is coming here, k is equal to 1, clock is equal to 1, and here we have input qn is connected here, this is your qn, so qn is equal to also 1. So now this NAND gate we are applying all the input as 1. Here again, here qn bar value is now 0, so 0 is coming and here you will get qn bar is equal to 0 and your j is equal to 1. So the moment you get one of the input is 0, so you have here the output as 1. NAND gate property, the moment one of the input is 0, irrespective of other input, don't see other input. Whenever you see one of the input to your NAND gate is 0, the output instantly you will get the output as high, that is 1. So 1, here we will get output as 0 because all the three inputs are high. Clock is 1, K is 1, Qn is equal to 1. When 1, 1, all the inputs are high, NAND gate, only in that case NAND gate output will be 0. So here this is 1 and this is 0. The moment this is 0, the moment this is 0, this gate is 0. Now the output is changes to 1. Again this 1 is now applied to this and this is 1. Again this is changes to 0. So a pattern we can observe. Previously it is 0, then 1, then it is changes to 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. That's how it will continuing. 0, 1, 0, 1. That's how. So we can here make a conclusion. Qn is equal to, whenever you apply j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 1, Qn is equal to 1. Qn is equal to first of all 0, then 1, then 0, then 1, then 0. This will repeatedly continuing, and you have Qn bar is equal to 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. It is continuing like that. So that's how what will happen. Whatever may be the previous state, next state is the exact complement. So previous state is 0, next state is complement of that is 1. Previous state is 1, next state is complement of that is 0. So what you will get, Qn plus 1 is equal to Qn bar. This is very, very important. In JK flip-flop, when you apply j is equal to 1, k is equal to 1, Qn plus 1 is equal to complement of previous state, and this is known as your toggle condition. Toggling means your next state is the complement of previous state. If previously the output is 0, next state is 1. If previously the output is 1, next state is 0. So this is the true table of JK flip-flop. So once again, when JK flip-flop is applied with both the input is 0, Qn plus 1. Qn plus 1 means your next state output is Qn, that is memory. When JK is 0 and 1, obviously Qn plus 1 is equal to 0. When JK is 1 and 0, Qn plus 1 is equal to 1. When this is very, very important, when j is 1, k is 1, Qn plus 1 is equal to Qn complement. That is your toggle condition. So 0, 0 means memory, 0 means reset, 1 means set, and Qn plus 1, that is next state, is equal to here Qn plus 1 is equal to Qn bar, and this case is known as your toggle condition, and this case is known as your toggle condition. So in this way we design. So now we will see the characteristics table of this JK flip-flop. So this is your truth table. From this truth table we will draw now the characteristic table. Why characteristic table is required? In order to write the next state equation in terms of your input. So here input is j, k, and your present state. This is your input, flip-flop input. This is your p dot s, that means your present state. So now we'll find out the next state. Next state, that is your Qn plus 1. So Qn plus 1. So we have 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Again we have 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So again you have 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So now we can observe here when both the inputs is 0, Qn plus 1 is equal to Qn. So here we will get Qn plus 1 is equal to Qn, that means directly we will find the 0, and Qn plus 1 again, this in this case also we will get Qn plus 1 is equal to Qn. So when both the inputs are 0, 0, 0, your next state will act like a memory. Then we will have when 0, 1, we can observe here when 0 1 the output is 0. So you can see here, you can write the output is 0. Output is 0 in both the case also we will find output is 0. Then 1 0 0 1 0 1 0, and for this 1 0 1 0 case output is 1. Output is 1. Output is 1. Then this is your very important case, that is when you apply 1 1 input to the JK, then what will happen, the previous state, whatever may be the previous state, that must be complemented. So 1 1 is applied, Qn is 0, this Qn must be complemented, so Qn plus 1 is equal to 1, here Qn again complemented, this is 0, so Qn plus 1 is Qn bar, Qn here is 0, so Qn bar means complement of 0 always going to give you 1, complement of 1 going to give you 0. So now we will solve by using your K map. Now we will construct the truth table. So this is your, in decimal, this is your 0, this is your 1, this is your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. This is your decimal case. So now I will solve for this K map. So we have J, K, Q, N. We have J is equal to 0, J is equal to 1. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. So this is 0, 1, 3, 2, 4, 5 and 7 and 6. So we will have, when this is 1, when 0, 0, 1, that means for 1 we have get the output as 1. For again for 4 we will get the output as 1, for 4 we will get the output as 1, for 5 we will get the output as 1, for 6 we will get the output as 1. So what will, how to combine this? This can be combined like this. And this is combined like this. So what will be the characteristic equation? Qn plus 1 is equal to, for this combination J is changing, K, Qn is constant, that is K is 0, Qn is 1. So 0 means K bar, Qn, for this combination J is constant and your Qn is constant, and for this combination we can write J Qn bar. So the output will be J Qn bar plus K bar Qn. So this is your characteristics equation. So this is your characteristics equation. So this is your next state and how this is related to your present state and input. So this is your characteristic equation for JK flip-flop. So thank you. In the next class we will continue from this JK flip-flop to T flip-flop, and again what are the disadvantages of this JK flip-flop we will study about. That is your race around condition. Thank you.